Welcome, 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 everybody. I'm joined by the founder of the Life is Spring Institute, Dr. Adila Fees. It's such a pleasure to always have these chats with you. And we were on a create meeting, and there was something really cool that came up, and I was like, we need to do a Facebook Live about this. Hi, Adila, how are you doing today?
I'm great. How are you?
Great. So we were having this chat about what's about self-worth and like worth. So can we like dive deep and can we start like what's brewing in your world and what is it that you'd like to share with everyone today?
Yes. So yesterday we had a call in our Wealth Whispering program. This is a program where a few calls in, and I was literally brought to tears, which is not that common anymore, even though I am a sensitive soul. But you get used to working and doing amazing work. And so when I heard what people were saying yesterday, it moved me so much because we have these participants in the Wealth Whispering program, and they're actually participants who have done so much work in so many other programs and classes and years of self-development. And actually, some of them have even done the previous round of Wealth Whispering. And when they told me that they were finally receiving the healing and change in areas of their life that they had never received change in. So I'm talking physical healing for health issues. If anyone here is familiar with having chronic pain issues, chronic health issues, gut issues, as a practitioner, one of the most debilitating conditions that I've worked with is people with like gut issues who it affects every area of their life, and it affects them every day of their life. And it's very, very hard to change, and especially in the current paradigm we have for medical health and wellness. And to have someone who's been working on it for like over a decade and to have suffered from this for about 20 years of their life say, my gut health has finally changed and I'm not relying on a million different supplements to get through my day and to be able to eat or not eat, was just, I can't actually tell you what that means as a practitioner that's worked with literally hundreds, if not thousands of people, and to see that move for them. And then another person who's been working for years and wanted to reach a certain point of ease and peace in their relationship, like their romantic relationship. And for them to say, look, I'm finally at this place that I've been trying to get to for, again, over a decade. They've been married for well over that amount of time. And to see these results, to see these people speaking about things that they probably cognitively at the back of their mind had resigned themselves to the fact that it was never going to change, or it's going to be very hard to change because of their previous experiences. It brought me to, in that conversation, like what is creating this phenomenal change, and why is this being facilitated in a wealth program? This isn't a health program. This isn't a relationship program. This is like an abundance and wealth activation. And yet we knew that every area of your life changes from this program. That's what happened last year. But why is it so phenomenal, and why is it so deep? We're 4 sessions in this year. Why is this happening? And it's the facilitation, the healing, and the activation of self-worth, of healing self-worth, right? And creating an understanding and an embodiment of worth. And one of the things that I want to point out is where we don't always connect the dots around, oh, I'm lacking in self-worth. So self-worth is not like, oh, I'm not worthy. That's not often the thought we're walking around with. The thought you could be walking around with is, things are never easy for me, or I have to work really hard to receive the things that I want, or I'm not able to speak up and ask for what I want in my relationships, or it's not acceptable for me to receive pleasure easily, or I can't prioritize myself in sexual relationships, or I can't ask for what I want and receive it without feeling guilt. I'm not worthy of speaking up. There are all these areas in our life where we have this happening and we don't even realize how entrained we are to receiving less and how it relates to our self-worth.
And like, can you speak about like, the movement from it being a cognitive understanding, like that whole thing that you spoke about? Yeah, it's that self-love and I'm important and I love myself. And, like from that cognitive, like affirmation kind of a standpoint to actually like embodying it. Because one of the things you've been speaking about, and something that even I've experienced with the last Wealth Whispering retreat and the program that we did, was this very different energy of kind of embodying it, like physically having it almost available bodily, to know that these very cognitive thoughts or these very cognitive concepts are more livable. So can you talk a little bit about like what does embodying worth look like, and how is that connected to, say, creating wealth or creating relationships or business or any other aspect area of one's life?
Without diving deep into like a quantum physics thing right now, what I want to like bring in, many of you are, you're well traveled in the personal development and the self-healing and the self-help journey, okay? And you've come across these concepts of ego and letting go of ego and getting out of the mind. And to kind of go deeper on that and to bring to that integration piece, that this is what that is that outside in approach. Even when we understand it conceptually and cognitively, we're often still trying to make it work from an outside in approach. And what's different and what happens with the wealth whispering energy is it's an inside out approach. How the activations work, how the energy works, how the program works, is these embodied energies are activated within you. It's actually bringing you back to your natural state. It's when you were 2, you didn't have a lack of self-worth. When you were 5, you still didn't fully understand or comprehend that you couldn't ask for or you couldn't receive anything you wanted from Santa Claus or for your birthday. But as you get older, as you start to relate to your external environment, you start to come up with these beliefs and these thoughts and these processes, and they become very ingrained in us. So if you didn't receive what you asked for 10 years of your life for your birthday because your family couldn't afford it, then by the time you're an adult, then it becomes this ingrained belief that I can't have what I want because I can't afford it, or we don't have enough money, or I'm not worthy. This is the child's point of view, the subconscious mind taking over. I'm not worthy of receiving what I really wanted for my birthday. That's not the truth. Your parents might have worked so hard to be able to give you what little they could or what they could on that birthday. But if it's not the exact version of what you wanted, the subconscious message to you as a child is you're not worthy of receiving exactly what it is that you wanted. And that is what you then create and recreate as your reality as an adult. So how easy is it to change that? Traditionally, not very easy, and traditionally it's not very fast. What was really amazing through the Wealth Whispering program and retreat last year was seeing how that changed so quickly, especially over the retreat. 3 days, and it was different. 3 days, and people walked out saying that they'd changed and felt exactly what you said, this embodied shift in a way they'd never felt before. And the thing with feeling it is it means you believe it in a different way. You can affirm all day long. You can affirm up here all day long. If you don't have a belief of that in your neurology, in your physiology, and in your body, you're just lying to yourself.
That, like, I think that's what it is, because I think one of the things that almost like positive psychology, or one of the things that, like affirmations did, was it kind of, I mean, I've also worked with a lot of people who have this dissonance with what they're supposed to believe in terms of like affirmations and actually living it. And I know this is a call about wealth whispering, but I'm a huge propagator of the body whispering work that you do. And it is something which over the years, I can speak of how it is an energy, it is a system of work that kind of really puts that belief, that knowing, and that the recognition of what can just be cognitive concepts very clearly embodied, like in the physical. So I just want to kind of ask you to speak a little bit to people about what the Wealth Whispering Ascension program is, what the Wealth Whispering program is, and what is this retreat, and what are we looking at? Because I know we have one coming up, our annual retreat this month in Koh Samui, Thailand. Those of
It's
you that
very
are watching. Yeah. And it's this beautiful, the Ritz-Carlton property, and we are going to be there for those 3 days. Can you speak a little bit about like what does one expect, and like does one require to have any kind of healing background, and is it a cognitive kind of a program? What are we doing over the next those 3 days in Koh Samui?
Okay, this is the most advanced. I've done a lot of work, you've done a lot of work. I think if you combined our last, 10, 12 years together, you've got like 25 years of like diving deep into personal development work and healing work and actually higher consciousness work, if I can say that, like really finding that what that other realm of like, what are we here for, and what does conscious living and creating look like? I think that's what we've been exploring, right? So for me to say this is the most advanced program I've ever done and the most advanced work I've ever done is a big claim, but I'm only saying that because it's created the most profound results, both for myself and for all of the clients I've worked with, which is why you're seeing so many of the body whisperers and you're seeing so much advancement in the body whispering world, because these two energies, obviously, they're working together. But the wealth whispering program is, I actually struggle to give you the words. It is the most advanced work that creates deliverable results in your physical reality that I have experienced, where it is changing your abundance and your wealth consciousness. And it's not actually about money, even though of course it's included. This isn't a money program, it's not a business program. This is about the abundance and wealth of you as this being here who has creative energy, who is in creator state. If I were to go really big picture just for 1 second, if you bear with me, like why are you here? What's the point of being here, right? What's the point of being alive? And it's, for me, like what I've come to is for us as beings to experience our creator state, whether you come from a religious background, whether you come from a science background, there is this understanding that actually we are creative beings with potential, and we are here to explore that potential. And over life, what happens is I think we forget that and we come really far away from that, and we become all about the routine and the mundane and the work and the family and the 9 to 5. Like, what are you capable of as this pure energetic being that is connected to divine energy and has the advantage of being in a physical body, because you can then do things that you can't as pure energy form. But you can harness pure energy and you can use that to manifest and to create and to bring about the reality that you would like to. Most of us are sleeping on this. We're sleeping on this, even with the consciousness work we do, we're sleeping on this. We make consciousness work and healing work about fixing the problems and trying to make our life a little bit better. Okay, I've got $10,000. How do I get to $20,000 or $50,000? How do I get out of debt? How do I get, happier in my relationship with my boyfriend? How do I change this health issue? And something I was speaking about a lot in this program is it's not about changing incrementally and healing, but having the same reality. actually, as that healed version of you, you are a completely different person. And it's about having the embodiment of that future self in the now, bringing that future, which can seem very distant when you're struggling with something, into the present reality for you and making it very accessible. And so Wealth Whispering does that. This program is based on energetic activations. The energy force we are working with is the Wealth Whispering energy, and also Goddess Lakshmi. She is the deity. She is the goddess that has been the energy and the channeled person that we are, or channeled being that is guiding this transformation. And there is so much power and so much empowerment that she facilitates in all areas of life, including for those of you who are familiar or not familiar with her. She is traditionally known as the goddess of wealth. So there is all of these places that this intersects. But wealth, the embodiment of a 360-degree version of wealth, not just the money version, but wealth and abundance across every area of your life, where every resource becomes infinite and abundant for you. Time, health, relationships, love. How many of you think of love as this finite, resource that is not overly abundant and probably conditional? And the change you experience in your life when you receive love unconditionally and abundantly changes your very being, changes your entire way of looking at the world. And then, of course, material resources. Imagine not being limited in your choices. Imagine not being limited in your physical reality. Imagine being able to choose the holiday you want, the car you want, the life you want, the clothes you want. And imagine not being limited in that. Like, it's just so exciting. I just get so excited. So this has moved the needle for me and for our participants. Oh my gosh, the results, the testimonials, I'm going to try and get some up for you guys this week.
And if I may add, like, to that, like, as a participant, like, I was part of the last program, and one of the feedbacks from, like, in hindsight, like, it's been what, like 7-8 months, 8 months, 1 year since we had our last retreat. There is a sense of abundance that is available in my world. And I don't just mean money, but I mean, there's a sense of this knowing that I am probably not as limited as I used to think I was. And that's probably a super common feedback that, I mean, I'm whoever I've spoken to post the program, it was one of the most non-cognitive physical experience. And to have that experience in with a group of people who are looking at kind of going there together in an environment that spoke wealth. Like, we were at the Ritz-Carlton again last year, and it was this beautiful experience. I'm really looking forward to this one. I am super excited, and I'm looking forward to this one. Those of you who haven't looked at it, it's just around the corner, Koh Samui. It's 3 days. We will make sure.
It's actually 3.5. It's 3 nights.
3 nights, yes.
And it's 3.5 days. And I just want to quickly, this is meant to just be giving you a taste. We're talking about why a retreat and why come to Koh Samui or join us online, but why you should come to Koh Samui. Oh my goodness. We're going to be entering an energetic vortex. And if you don't know what an energetic vortex is, it is a place, if you think of what a vortex is visually, it's like this whirlpool, or it's an energetic, almost like a tornado. But what happens in the eye of a tornado? There is stillness, there is nothing else. And you can't even see or touch what's on the outside. You're in that vortex of energy. And it's extremely powerful. And the vortex we are creating in this retreat is for the embodiment and the consciousness of wealth to be encoded into every cell of you, and for you to have a retreat from your external environment, your stresses, your whatever things that you spend your day thinking about and worrying about, that takes you out of creator state, takes you out of an empowered state when you're worried about paying your bill, worried about your children, worried about what's happening next month, worried about the emails you have to reply to. You retreat for 3.5 days. And the power in that is much more than 3.5 days. It's the equivalent of you spending 3 months in complete isolation and going deep into the
If I
deepest.
may add, yeah, like those 3.5 days, like literally adds more life to your life, like longevity. Like it's something which I can tell you, like it may look like, it's just 3 days, 3.5 days, but it adds so much more life to you and like so much more living to you and literally years to your life, which is something I can vouch for, which is what we experienced the last time.
And each day is such an adventure. Like each day is broken up into different activations, right? And we are in this amazing property. There's plenty of time. We start late, we have a long lunch, we finish not too late. So you can enjoy this immersion into a really luxurious. We've chosen this property because it has some of the absolute best facilities, not just in Koh Samui, but actually in Thailand. Like, go check out the Ritz-Carlton in Koh Samui, even just for fun for your next holiday, okay? But then add to that the activation twice a day, different places, different activations for different areas of your life. Like, each day is such an adventure, and each day we go so deep into exploring different parts of your life that you will be completely encoded for a different manifestation, like for a different reality of your physical reality, your wealth reality, your sexual reality, your receiving, your healing of the past, letting go of the past, being activated, and having Lakshmi as a personal guide for you. For those of you who sometimes struggle and you feel disconnected from like a source, like a divine guide, you're going to be meeting and working with Lakshmi and having it. One of the participants said in the call yesterday, they have this connection now at all times, where before they really struggled to feel this connection to source energy and to create a state. That is priceless. How do you put a price on that? And if you can get that in 3.5 days and have an amazing holiday experience with really cool people at the same time, like, I just think it's priceless. And yeah, I'm really excited, if you can't tell.
And also, is there something coming up on Thursday, Adila, that you'd like to?
We do. So today was meant to be, it is just a sneak peek conversation with Datu and myself. I've had a lot of messages about this, and a lot of people also asking, how come this feels different to last year? Even as amazing as last year was, how come it seems even more powerful? And it is. And I'm going to, on Thursday, be going into this, and I want to announce that if you are a former Wealth Whisperer or Wealth Whispering Ascension participant, I'm doing a special call for you on Thursday, and then I'm opening up a Zoom call for anyone who's interested in attending this retreat in person or online. It's going to be about entering this vortex. It's going to be like a preparation call and an information call for you, all areas of mind, body, and energy about this retreat. And as a little bit of a spoiler, what I can say to you is we have a gift that we will be giving on this call to the people that join us who want to then join the retreat. So it's very much worth your while to join us. I will be sending out an invitation with the Zoom link and the call time and details today. And if you are a former Wealth Whispering or an Ascension member, please look out for that, because we do have a very special offer for you as well. To cut to the chase, we want you at retreat. It's so powerful, it's so different. And we want you at retreat in person if you can make it, because not only is it life-changing, it's incomparable and indescribable. That's what we know already. Then once we get there, I can't even tell you the things that are going to happen. We've got outdoor sessions planned. We've got sessions with the earth planned. We've got sessions with different elements of nature and energy, and exploring quite deep. Like we've said, however far you've come in your consciousness journey, in your healing journey, in your personal development journey, prepare to go quantum, prepare to go like outside the realms of what you thought was possible during these 3.5 days. Last year, we had people saying that they were levitating during the activations, people experiencing full body sensations, visions, personal journeys, activations. Like, I can't really put more into words.
All right. And those of you who are watching, just for your information, as much as we would love for you to be there at the retreat, because this is a very physical experience, and like, being at that resort and being together with all of us for those 3.5 days is a totally different life-changing experience. This retreat is also available online. Like, this is something you can zoom into, and even the information for that would be available. And I have some information about the gift that Adila has for all of us, and let me tell you that it's quite a generous, abundant gift, and I'm looking forward to that call on Thursday. And yes, anything else, Adila? Anything else you'd like to talk
I
about?
just wanted to add, you did ask about this earlier. There are no prerequisites to this program or to the retreat. As advanced as it is, I'll on Thursday go into more detail about how these activations work and how this program works, but it's not an outside-in approach. So it's not prerequisite based, because it's not building on cognitive information. This is a very deep spiritual journey, for lack of a better way to describe this. This isn't something that you need to have prerequisites for or have a cognitive understanding. This is more like, if you feel a soul calling or a connection or a draw to this, that's kind of your indication that there is something for you here. So do join us on Thursday. I look forward to seeing many of you. And if you have questions about joining us, either in person or online, you can reach out to Dattu, you can reach out to myself, and you can reach out to Rashmi via message or via email, and we will get back to you.
Yay! Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us, and thank you, Adila. I'll see you soon.
Bye.